Oh!
It's r2youtube.com. That's R number 2 youtube.com and tell them Velvet sent you. Oh yeah.
It's going down! This is Rasslin Rage! Do it now! This is Rasslin Rage! Scream it out loud! This is Rasslin Rage! Cody Fleming is the man who leads the brigade!
Hey everybody, it is Cody from Rasslin Rage, and I am joined by Che Solo all the way down in Ohio. What's going on today, buddy? How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, Cody, brother, it's Shay, not Che. Shay Solo.
Shay. I like you know. Now I feel like a big dummy. Now you bop me over the head and call me stupid.
That's all good.
You know, but you know what? That makes everybody know I'm not perfect, right? So let's talk about. So obviously you're a professional wrestler. Take us down the path of how you decide one day to become a professional wrestler. Like, did you weigh out pros and cons, or like, did you fall into it? Like, you know, some guys played football, got hurt, or were you just like, when you were a kid, this is all you've ever wanted to do? So, you know, let us know what happened. Like, how'd you come about becoming a professional wrestler?
Well, Cody, absolutely, man. From the time I was a little boy, I remember the very first match I ever saw with Kerry Von Erich and Kurt Hennig. I was about 4.5 years old, and you know, that age, you don't remember a lot of stuff, but I mean, I literally remember this. You know, I mean, honestly, wrestling is my love. It's my art. It means so much to me. Professional wrestling, to me, is, you know, it's surpassed every sport. It's surpassed Shakespeare. It's surpassed Hollywood. You know, outside of my family and my friends that I love very dearly, you know, professional wrestling is the most important thing to my heart. And since I've been a little boy, I mean, every era, man. I grew up watching Hogan and Slaughter, Monday Night Era through grade school. You know, traded tapes to watch Japanese wrestling, every wrestling video game, every wrestling T-shirt. I remember I got in trouble when I was a little kid for cheating on a test, and I wasn't allowed to go see Hulk Hogan wrestle. And I mean, I was so mad at my parents over that.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
I mean, you know, so you're down in Ohio, and you know that region are like, 'cause, you know, I'm up in Michigan, but you know, this region here, there's a lot of wrestling going on right here. You know, independent, but I mean, even so, back during territory days, there was a lot of wrestling that came through our area. Do you think, growing up in an area like Ohio and where there's a lot of wrestling, do you think that also had a lot to do with your love and passion for wrestling?
honestly, you know, I didn't know any wrestling fans up until the age of about 11 or 12. I went to a pool party
Really?
and met some kids. Yeah, but like growing up in grade school, like in kindergarten, first, second, third, fourth grade, you know, my parents weren't exactly wrestling fans. No, man, it was literally, you know, reading wrestling magazines and watching Saturday morning wrestling. Yeah, I mean, growing up, the first event to really I got all my friends hooked on wrestling, honestly, in about sixth or seventh grade.
Right.
It was NWO era, and so it was easy to get everybody hooked because, you know,
Oh yeah,
it was,
for sure. That
it,
that got me, man.
yeah, it was that era. I'm like, you know,
Yeah.
and just from there, I found out about independent wrestling. Unfortunately, when Brian Pillman passed away when I was in about sixth grade, locally here in Cincinnati, uh, the HWA, Les Thatcher's group at the time, later on Cody Hawk's group, they put on the Brian Pillman Memorial Show.
Yep.
And that was my first ever exposure to independent wrestling.
Hmm. Wow. Well, I mean, you were in the right place, obviously, right?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, there was. I mean, this is kind of pre-internet a little bit. You know, AOL was a thing, but not really.
Right.
Um,
Yeah. AOL.
but yeah, there was. I heard about that Pillman Memorial Show, and I went there, and I was like, oh my God, there's wrestling besides WWE. I had
Right.
no idea.
Yeah, that's awesome. So we talked about Cody Hawk here, and you know, so Cody Hawk is your trainer, am I right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, so first of all, great decision. Yes, and I am kissing a little ass, Cody. You can tell him I said that. But what led you ultimately, besides the fact it's Cody Hawk again, kissing a little ass? What led you to Cody Hawk besides that, the fact that he is Cody Hawk?
I'll be straight up with you, man. Not to go all third person on you, but Shea Solo is a crazy, crazy man, and I have done a lot of stuff that hasn't made a lot of sense through my life. I tried training other places,
Yeah.
and I wouldn't want to comment on those places, but Cody Hawk is the only guy that could teach somebody like myself to do the thing I love the most, professional wrestling. Um, just different difficulties that I have personally and different things I have physically that, others were unable to teach me. But, he's just, the hardest working, most genuine person you're probably going to ever meet in the wrestling business.
Right, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, it was just understood, man. When I got my stuff together, it was like, if you want to learn how to wrestle in the state of Ohio, you go to Cody Hawk.
It's like a standard now.
Yeah, Moxley, Eli Drake. I mean, the guy's proven that he's the one. I mean, if you're going, it's just an outstanding person, an outstanding professional wrestler, and just like literally a phenomenal trainer.
Well, yeah, for sure. He's obviously doing a good job, and it's he's trainer of the year through CAC. But how long have you been wrestling now? Like, so when did you start, and like, so now how long are you been active?
2016.
2016.
Yeah,
awesome.
So about 3 years now.
Awesome.
Yeah. I got started a little late taking that DDP route through wrestling.
Hey, man, there's plenty of people doing that nowadays, though, man. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah, so about 3 years you've been wrestling now. So you got to go through so many weeks of training before you're considered official, right? And to be able to go actively work and take bookings and stuff. So once you're official, right, you get your, what would you say, like stamp of approval? What do they call it? Do they call it something special?
Man, it's just like, if you've ever, I'm sure you've had a coach before, like everybody out there probably had a coach or somebody before. It's like a crazy silent understanding.
Okay.
It's very Karate Kid.
Okay. All right. Well, okay. So now you get that understanding and it's time. Now you're getting your feet wet. How do you go about going out and get bookings? Like, do you just kind of rub elbows and show up to the show, or how did you get bookings?
Well, I mean, I've mostly always run, of course, wherever Cody's been, a part of. Where we first started out at CWAI and currently at Future Great Wrestling in Hamilton, Ohio, which is my home organization. And then all bookings outside of there, I mean, it's a little bit of both. I've had promoters reach out to me, ask me to come work their shows, and I, went to Michigan, went to Vegas, a bunch of different places and wrestled. And then there's also, just the old-fashioned, hey, I'm Shea Solo, I'm a wrestler, I can be a good hand on your show. I got some talent. And so, I mean, it's a little bit of both, man. It's a sales industry. It's a networking industry.
It's a whole lot of industry. It's like a whole lot of everything is what it is. I find, even as what I do, I find the same thing. Like I got to learn how to do like 1,800 things to do one thing. It's crazy, man. You got to be your own promoter. You got man, you know what I'm saying. But so you train. We talked about you train with Cody. So you get. Now, just because you did your how many ever weeks? Wait, was it 16 weeks? How many weeks was it before you were official?
I guess first match was about 8 months, 6 months.
8 months?
6 months. Yeah.
Somewhere in there. Okay, so now you got to train, and even still after you're official, you still have to train, or else you're not honing your skills, obviously. So now I've had Sean on the show, and Sean has told me that Cody is known for whooping some tail when it comes to training. So take us through a day. First of all, how long is a training session with Cody? And like, is it multiple days a week, or like, go tell us how it goes?
Yeah, it's 2 days a week, 2 to 3 hours, just kind of depending on how the day is rolling. And it really depends on
Nice.
how that day's working. You're going to start out, 100, 200 squats just to get it going. Then you got to do your push-ups.
Right.
A lot of cardio, a lot of when you first come in, it's a test to see how bad you want it.
For
And
sure.
yeah, and that's nothing compared to back in the day. Because
Yeah.
they broke Hogan's leg his first day. So what are we complaining about now?
Right. Yeah. Well, I mean, but still,
Yeah.
there's still you still got to earn your keep. Now
Absolutely.
you do all that. You train. You get your butt kicked. You do 4 hours, and then you come back again another day and do it again.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's a man, but you got to want it, right? And I mean, if you don't want it, then why are you even doing it?
Absolutely, yeah. When you were asking before about like, how I got into professional wrestling, like I know some people were football players or they were
Right.
like gymnasts or something like that, and I understand that fits and everything, but it's like, if you don't love this, if you don't feel this, if this doesn't run through your blood, you can just tell those people, you can just
Oh,
feel it
for
from those
sure.
people, and
And
and that's how.
those people that have that passion, like you're talking about, it seems to me connect better with fans overall, anyways.
You took the words right out of my mouth, Cody. I mean, exactly. You can just tell by the way they move around the ring and the feel. You can feel passion. Like
Oh,
you
for
can
sure.
feel passion from folks.
Yeah,
Whether it's professional wrestling, it's music, it's professional basketball. You can feel when a player is more passionate. When the athlete's more passionate, you can just feel it across the screen or live in an arena.
for sure. Now, do you have any plans? So I know you're taking your book. You're obviously taking active bookings now as we speak, and so I mean, and you're in the Midwest, and like you said, you've done a little bit of traveling. You've been out to Vegas and up into Michigan and so on and so forth. Besides the United States, and because a lot of people are heading over to the UK, Japan, Australia, and in different countries, because I mean, wrestling's picking up, man. We're on a boom right now. Is there somewhere that you like out of all those, that one spot that like you have to go? It's like that bucket list wrestling spot. I have to go here and wrestle a match. Where is
Yeah,
that spot?
definitely Calgary.
Calgary?
Absolutely.
Really? Now, see, with you
Yeah.
talking about Japan and stuff, I really thought you were going to say Japan, but oh my goodness.
I mean, my love of wrestling is far more the American professional wrestling. I love Southern, I love Smoky Mountain, I love Memphis,
Right?
I love Stampede wrestling. And that's no disrespect. I love
Oh, for
Japanese
sure. No.
wrestling. I love British wrestling. But I think, if you look at North America, I mean, obviously Mexico too, but
Right.
specifically United States and Canada, there's just such a perfect combination of, match quality, but
Yeah.
there's passion. You know what I mean?
Oh,
There's
yeah.
a, you know what I mean? Yeah, and that's what I believe in. I believe that I want to care about the match. I want to be emotionally involved.
Right.
Um, all my influences and everybody I believe in this business,
Right.
it's always been, yeah, I want an amazing match quality, but if it's just moves for moves' sakes,
Right.
to me, and again, I know there's some fans out there that they dig it and they just
Yeah.
want to see, non-stop action. But like I like the combination of both. And there's just something about the Canadian fan base. They love wrestling. I mean,
Oh,
they
they sure
appreciate
do.
wrestling.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a hop, skip, and a jump away from Canada. Like I can go out my door and see Canada. So I
Yeah,
mean, and I understand, and it's a big boom. We're right outside of Sarnia. We're not too far from Windsor. We're right by Scott Demore School, Can-Am. So I mean, there's a lot of wrestling going on over there, and I can understand why you want to go there. I'm just what it is. But yeah, that's cool. I dig it. And uh,
I mean,
what's
Cody, I would love to wrestle in the Bahamas. I mean,
Well,
just
sure. Yeah, wouldn't you? Yeah,
down
me
for that.
too. Right. Yeah. So Canada, what draws you besides the wrestling? Is there like something about? Is it one thing, or is it just all of wrestling in Canada?
I mean, I would say it's the fan base. I mean, it's the
Yeah.
same reason my current goals are really to get down south. I really want to wrestle in Georgia, Alabama, Tennessee, Mississippi. I love and I hate some of these fans out here.
Well, I mean, yeah, you're always gonna have a love-hate relationship with that, right?
I mean, yeah, some of these fans are some real haters, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
But,
I know. I know.
But some of them are actually some of the coolest people in the world. But
Yeah.
I love amazing fan bases, and I love wrestling. I watch a lot of Japanese wrestling, but Japanese fan base is very respectful.
Yeah, very quiet.
Absolutely, absolutely. And for me, I dig it and I appreciate it as a wrestling fan. But Shea Solo, the talent. I mean, man, I could place myself back in time, like me in like 1988, driving
Okay.
through Memphis, like
Okay.
in a van, no shirt on, gold chain. That's
There you go. I like that. That's awesome. Well, hey, let's talk about future great wrestling a little bit, huh? What do you think? So I talked to Cody about it a little bit, and for the people that are watching, if they're not real familiar with it, Future Great runs out of Hamilton, Ohio, and it's also there's a comic book shop, right?
yeah.
Future.
Future Great Comics.
Okay, so Future Great Comics. And so now they run this promo together. And so the people in the city were like, yeah, we don't want this, blah, blah, blah. And somehow they were able to still have the promotion. And now it's pretty darn successful from what I can see on Facebook. They're running weekly shows on Friday. They're doing really well from what I can see. They look like they're packed. And it looks awesome. So tell us a little bit like what it was like to have to be on that, like I would say kind of like the forefront of bringing the wrestling there and helping organize it and make it happen and then see it be successful. What is that all like the whole process? What's that like for you?
And again, I'm definitely part of the team. But of course, Brian, and Cody, they're definitely those are the heads of getting this really knocked out. But it was just this really weird understanding of what professional wrestlers are. From the city's perspective, they thought that when we came to town that we were going to create this environment that was going to, I don't know, just call us chaos, basically.
Right.
And I mean, like, don't get it wrong, Shea Solo loves to party. I mean, I love to party. But within the restrictions of
right.
the bar or sorority house.
Right.
But, you know what I'm saying? So it was just like, it was just a misunderstanding completely of what wrestling is. Wrestling, future great wrestling especially, it brings so many people together. I mean, if you look at our crowd, it's very diverse, not only like from a racial stance, but from a cultural stance.
Sure.
I mean, you have everything from married couples to just couples to, teens to, people bring in the entire family, every age demographic you could think about. And like, it's super cool, man, because it's like, wrestling fans and stuff, we're kind of different. We're different than a lot of folks.
Oh yeah. We're a little different.
Yeah. And like, as we've hung out, as the time has gone on, you see that the fans know each other now. Yeah. And like when they see each other, they're dapping up each other, they're saying what's up. They're like, and it's it's something really special that's happening in Hamilton, Ohio. It's an awesome experience.
That's awesome. And it's good to see promotions like that get a good fan base of supporters. And it really gives you guys a place to shine and get some work in and do the things that you need to do to hone in your skills to get better. I mean, for sure, especially running weekly. That's got to be awesome. What do you prefer running weekly? I mean, because are you on every Friday with them?
Yes, sir. Yes,
so you're
sir,
on
man.
every Friday, man. So you got to. That's awesome.
I mean, if you love wrestling, what else are you trying to do on a Friday?
Right. Well, yeah, I do a wrestling show. I do a live wrestling show, but it's it's cool, right? I get it. Yeah, that's awesome. God, man, I wish I lived in. I'm a Michigan guy, so it's hard for me to say this, but I wish I lived in Ohio sometimes with all the shows that are going on down there. You know what I mean? There's a lot of wrestling down there, and with you and Cody and all these guys down there, and Shauna and everybody that I know down there. Man, it's just amazing. Like, do you find yourself being consistently booked every weekend? Because there's just so many promotions now. It's insane.
Yeah, I'm booked, a good amount, but hey, I can definitely use more bookings. So
for sure.
Holler at your boy, Shea Solo.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of opportunity out here. I mean, I've probably worked at, I guess, maybe 6 or 7 different organizations in the past 2 months.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, because again, down in Cincinnati, this is like the entrance to a bunch of states.
Right.
We're 20 minutes from Kentucky. We're about an hour from Indiana. We're near a lot of places
Right.
down here. So I mean, Cincinnati's healthy. Ohio's healthy in wrestling, and like the tri-state area, Indiana, Kentucky. I need to make my way down over to West Virginia because they got some good wrestling going on too.
Yeah. So, I mean, so you've done some traveling. Is there a spot you like to go more so than any other? I mean, besides Ohio, obviously, like the
Yeah.
whole, where do
I'm not as familiar with what the organizations are in Tennessee,
right.
but I'm so influenced by Memphis wrestling.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, were you ever a fan of it at all?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm a fan of wrestling, man. I love pretty much everything, and I try to take a piece of everything and watch a little bit of everything. There's just so much content to absorb. Your brain will explode. But yeah. So Tennessee, a lot of good Southern wrestling down there, Stampede and stuff like that. Do you find yourself, I mean, we talked about it and you said you wanted to go and you'd want to go to Calgary, and do you find yourself gearing your style to a Southern style of wrestling?
Naturally, yes. Naturally, there was a phone drop there, by the way.
That's all right.
Naturally, yeah. The Southern style, I watched so much wrestling growing up that, I had a very large amount from WWE, WCW, whatever independent tapes I could get my hands on, Japanese tapes. So I saw a lot of different stuff, but when I was a teenager and I could really start like choosing more when the internet was getting bigger, what I wanted to watch, there was just something about the Southern style of wrestling that it was a natural connection. It's more passionate. It's more authentic, I guess.
Authentic,
to me.
I like that. There you go. Authentic.
Yeah,
yes.
to me, you
right.
know what I mean? Not everybody. I think the work that the NWA, Billy Corgan, Nick Aldis are just doing is amazing. Just beautiful work.
Yeah.
And there's something about that Southern wrestling, that it's just, I don't know, I feel it.
Now, so besides Shay Solo, we got to have our eyes on Shay, right? We got to have our eyes here. But is there somebody you think we should be looking at? Is there another guy out there or another girl that you say you got to look at this person? Look at this dude.
Yeah, I would definitely say William Wolf.
William Wolf, huh?
Yep, that's one of my training brothers. We're not exactly on the same side anymore. I'm not really on the same side as Cody anymore, to be honest with you.
Right.
And, if we're across the ring from each other, I'm going to lay him down because that's what I do.
Right.
But, Wolf, one of my training brothers, Douglas Andrews, these guys, they can do their thing in the ring. They can do their thing. They lay it in. Wolf, for me, is, again, another man who's just passionate, He is the Wolf. Like,
right.
It's real.
That's awesome.
That's something I feel, especially with, people you come up with. You train with people. I trained with an amazing class. You know what I mean? We were a few classes put together, but, William Wolf, Shauna Reed, Space Invader, Douglas Andrews, JC Flash, it's Kid Bullet. That's a bond for life that we're all
right. Oh, yeah.
share.
Y'all brothers and sisters now.
100%.
Right. All right. Well, we're getting towards our end here, but before we get out of here, listen, I want to first of all say thank you, but you got to plug your social media, man. We got to get that social media out there and any booking info. If you have, maybe if a booker needs to get a hold of you and wants to put you on the show because, hey, we all need to get paid, right?
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
Hook me up with that stuff, man.
Yep, because if any booker wants their show to be turned up and wants it to be too pretty, they better bring Shay Solo in.
There you go.
They can reach me on Facebook as Shay Solo, CHE Shay Solo, SOLO. And then on IG, it's Shay Solo 1, all one word, CHE SOLO 1. Shoot me a message there. I do travel. I love the travel, so let me know. We get your show lit up.
For real. Yeah. So, hey, dude, for real, man, thanks. And, I left it open enough to where we could possibly sit down again and do another one, right?
Absolutely.
For sure. And we'll have to talk about something, get a little more into Future Great and some of these storylines that are going on down there, because I see some of this back and forth you guys got going on. Oh.
Well, Cody, I will tell you one thing about Future Great Wrestling.
All right, let's hear it.
The code runs it.
The code runs it.
The code runs it. And you know what team Shea Solo's on. I'm on the code. The code forever.
The code forever. All right, so you heard it here, ladies and gentlemen. The code runs Future Great Wrestling. Thank you again, Shea Solo. We'll be hollering at you again for another interview. Thanks again, and we'll be seeing you later.
We are the Death Road Army. Vehicle City Villain Aaron O'Ryan.
Black Diamond Jack Price.
The Wild Child Jody Threat.
And Weaponized Alex Weir. And you're watching Rasslin Rage live on Friday nights at 8 o'clock on YouTube.